Jen Show.
Hey, welcome to the Tim and Jen Show. I'm Tim Ryan. This is my beautiful wife.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Jimenez Ryan. I'm so happy you guys are here joining us. Thank you. Tonight we have an awesome guest, somebody who we love very much.
But first off, Jen wants to give her statement for the day.
Yeah, I do. I think it's important right now. I've been driving around. We're in LA now, and every state that we've been into, I feel a lot of animosity, and I know November 3rd is coming, and go out and vote. That's all I gotta say is go out and vote, whether it's your red, green, or blue. It doesn't matter to me. Just go and stand behind something you believe in and make your voice be heard. It's important. And yeah, that's my.
That's it. Because
he just hit me because I wanted to talk about coronavirus.
Go
but
ahead, do your coronavirus.
I was just gonna say, fall's here and winter is coming, and mask up. And if you don't believe in wearing masks, just if you see me, stay far away. That's it. Don't want to get it again.
We're running a new technology platform here, but I'm actually trying to go to my page to make sure I can share this out there. But anyhow, let's not hold off here. We've got an American badass on the show today, a dear friend of mine and Jennifer's, Colin Scummy Morrison. Let's bring Scummy onto the show. Hi, Colin.
What's up, guys? Pumped to do this with you.
I guess the first thing I would ask you is, where did Scummy come from?
Man, it's a long story. It started back on Warped Tour. We lived on a tour bus for 3 months, traveling America on a punk rock show, punk rock tour, and my buddy Bo Manley named that. It's a really long story. Anyways, you can get it, living on a tour bus. And then me and Twitch, we made this movie, The Adventures of Twitch and Scummy. The movie blew up, and then I just had the nickname ever since. I'm just running with it.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Scummy, you were in Warped Tour when you were 16 years old.
I think, 16. Yeah, I did 4 years of that, and that was the best time of my life. It was so cool. It was just one of many things I've done in my career. But yeah, that was a great time. Traveling with my favorite bands, jumping in front of like 15,000 people every day. Had our own tour bus, a lot of partying, and
started the band's Warped Tour.
What's that?
Kevin Lyman started the band.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin Lyman. Yeah, he's our good buddy. Love that guy.
Kevin's, we're gonna have to bring him on the show. Jennifer it was right when COVID started. He had that 360 festival.
Yeah.
Funny, but we had to. Jennifer and I both did. We both do that?
Yeah.
I ended up getting on, but we had to do it virtual. But I did an event with Kevin a couple of years ago. With another thing called the FEN movement, full energy, no drugs. We did an event out in New York, but what a class act. And it's so badass that you were involved in that at such a young age.
It was. You got to bring up our stories with Lyman, because I feel like we were in Kevin Lyman's bus like every other day, getting in trouble. Our whole motocross bus, we got kicked off the tour. It was kind of like detention. Instead of going to the next round, he made us like park in some truck stop and stay off one of the events. We were the bad boys of the tour. So we gave him hell, and then the third year we finally got clipped from the whole thing. Just partying, man, having the time of our life.
Well, let's go back a little bit. First of all, we know each other through Recovery Today magazine. You interviewed me, and then when Tim and I got together, you brought us on, and there's this whole love fest behind all three of us, and we are so excited, and thank you for doing our show. It's kind of awesome to be interviewing you this time,
yeah.
You interviewing us. And, I was actually doing research on you today, and I was looking at all your Instagram photos as well. You just jumped 200. How many 100 feet did you just jump?
It's like 200 feet. I'm doing all this stuff because I'm getting old. Like for motocross 30, you're an old man. I'm 38, but the last time I went really big, I was loaded. I was, taking 4-foot bong ribs, just blown out. And I'm trying to do all this stuff sober now. So it was rad. I just don't want to die saying, yeah, I went so big back when I was young. But then in my head, I'm like, yeah, but I was loaded. That doesn't even count. So I'm checking off all this stuff to redo it. And, you know, we went skydiving. Last time I went skydiving, I was like 3 Xanax bars deep, which that doesn't count either. So me and Andy, we went skydiving. Andy's doing a backflip to dirt this weekend. I'm doing another big stunt this weekend. So we're going big every weekend.
We're talking about Andy Roy, who's another dear friend of all of ours, but we're going to pause that for now because I want to go back to, did you grow up with the dirt bike and mini bike between your legs in California here, or how did you get into the whole motocross scene?
I think as a kid, I was trying to find out what I wanted to do. You know, I had a great family, great upbringing, trying to find, you know, baseball, soccer. I got into BMX, but my dad took me to a off-road truck race. And during halftime, they had a motorcycle race, a dirt bike race. And after that day, changed my life. Every single day after that, I'd hang up pictures ripped out of dirt bike magazines, put them in my dad's cupboards. Just I'd cry every day about a dirt bike. And then a year later, he surprised me with one. And that's the first day of the rest of my life. Everything was motocross.
How old were you at that time?
I was 12, and I started kind of late in motocross. A lot of the pros, you know, you could start riding at age 5. So I didn't get my first bike till I was 12 years old. I turned pro at like 16. So I, you know, upped it up super quick. But yeah, it's my whole life. I love it.
Changed the game, like you from the late 90s, 99, 2000s, like you totally changed the game, like the sport completely. Like you're an icon.
No, I respect that. I could go along with that, but no, that's not the fact. Maybe I have a name in the sport, but there's a lot of other guys that have done so much more in this sport that really revolutionary the sport. I don't know. I just feel that like I was there, you know, I did a lot of cool things. A lot of people say that, but I look back and dude, I threw away my whole career after drugs.
You were part of the Metal Mulisha, right?
Yeah, I was the original member of the Metal Mulisha.
That's a big
How long were you with the Metal Mulisha for? What year to what year?
I mean, almost since it started, from 1999 till pretty much right now.
So I remember when Jesse James with West Coast Choppers used to have his no love parties.
Yeah, we jumped his jump show at his Monster Garage.
So I was there.
Yeah, I
jumped it. Out to those for probably 6-7 years, and it was my pass to sneak out to California, hook up with my buddies. Of course, I was partying the whole time, but I remember that was one of the highlights in midget wrestling, and they had the Metal Mulisha, and they had, darn it, who's the band? Manic Hispanics played.
Yeah, I forgot. I was partying too, but yeah, it was me, Twitch, Bo Manley. They had the ramps right in the front of the Monster Garage. All the biker gangs were there. It was pretty rad, dude. That was a great time.
With one of the biker gangs, but anyhow, yeah, you were there in the thick of this stuff, and I can go back to that and just, you know, even at West Coast Choppers there, they probably had 10,000 people there, and just in awe of what you guys were doing with not a lot of room to take off and do your tricks and flips. I mean, that it takes some stones to do that.
Yeah, it does. You know, it's just what I've been doing since I was 16. So, you know, still a lot of the jumps I do, like that big jump I did last time, only one other guy's ever done that. So a lot of the stuff I do, you know, I feel I'm good at. I just don't like saying I'm so good. I do that. I just do what I do. I love doing it. It's always been a dream of mine to, like, I don't know. When I was a kid and saw the pros, like, I remember when I was a kid, those guys were gods to me, you know? So like now, like I try and give back so much to the younger generation. To see a kid come up to me, that just makes it makes me smile, dude. It makes me so happy when I see that. So, you know, I just want to be a positive role model now and just do what I love, man.
That's the thing about you, Colin. I watch what you and Andy are doing, and he's teaching the skateboarding, but I see you interact with people and take the time to talk, to sign autographs, to do pictures. You're not this egomaniac. You're in the trenches with the little kids, the teenagers, just trying to mentor them and guide them and you know, bring this gift of the talents you have to give them a little bit of hope.
Yeah, you know, me and Andy Roy, we were talking about this other day. Like my heroes were like all the punk rock dudes, the dudes getting wasted, ruining their lives from drugs. I used to like those guys are rad, but now me and Andy were talking like the true punk rock dudes are the dudes that like had that life, but are now sober and now are humble about it. And like, you know, they're like Andy, that guy was a mess, but to see him like smile and being such a great person, a great role model to the kids, knowing he had the gnarliest lifestyle, but how he's changed, like that's like punk rock to me, dude. Being a good human, giving back, knowing we had a crazy lifestyle. You know, I've been there, done that, but now it's about just being a good human and just giving back, dude. I live for it.
I love your energy. I mean, you've always had such great energy since the day I met you. And like, I love how humble you are, you know, and it kind of, not the humbleness, but what I kind of really relate with you is not only, you know, being in recovery and like being very honest about your recovery, good, bad, or indifferent, and also your struggles and being like a public figure, but speaking your truth. I love that you're like, you know, I want to remember it sober now. I want to do these things sober because like people will say like with me with modeling, oh, you've done this and you did that, you know, as an actress and this and that. And I'm like, you know, I want to be able to do the things that I don't remember doing or because there's so much trauma going on in my life. I want to be able to say I'm doing it now sober, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was a competitive water skier and you know, I 3 event show skied, slalom, trick, jumped, barefoot water skiing. Barefoot water skiing was my specialty. But I lived on a lake, and to go out in the boat, you either brought boat gas, you brought booze, you brought drugs, or you brought girls. But I destroyed my career because drugs and alcohol controlled everything. You know, we'd go ski these tournaments and ski, and as soon as we're done, it's party, party, party. And you know, at 52 years old now, when we go down to Florida, I'll get out on the boom and, you know, I can still get up backwards and all that stuff. But that passion of it's what I have that I'm still able to, you know, coach. I was out with a buddy of mine, Jenn, 2 years ago, and he's one of the top world champions, and he kept falling on the trick. And when he got in the boat, I said, Jenn, quit dropping your handle. You're dropping your handle and keep your eyes on the horizon. He said, where did you learn that? I said, you taught me that 30 years ago.
That's rad.
Kind of crazy. I want to get into a few other things here. I want to ask you a question about your injuries, but first, I want to take a quick commercial break from one of our sponsors. As soon as we're back from that, we're talking to Scummy about injuries.
We want to talk to you about Clean Cause, better caffeine. What's in the can? Our organic, sparkling Herba Mate is a premium pick-me-up that won't let you down. Every can of Clean Cause contains 160 milligrams of better caffeine, and each sip supports recovery from alcohol and drug addiction. 50% of the profits go to assist people into sober living. Check out cleancause.com.
Clean Cause energy drinks. Check them out, cleancause.com. 50% of their profits go to help people get into sober living. When was your first injury, Scummy, and what have you broken?
I don't have a huge list of injuries. Like for most motocross riders, I got like 2 plates, 15 screws in my ankle. I got my spleen taken out. That was rad. Just a really cool scar from that. Broke my jaw straight down and like all my bottom teeth went straight back. Broke my wrist. A lot of concussions. Dislocated both shoulders. And there's probably a couple other ones. A lot of like stitches and stuff. But for motocross, it's not that big of a list. You know? I mean, it's just...
It's a huge list. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How do you like do that? Like break, like your spleen gets taken out, and then you're like, I'm gonna go back on a bike again. Like,
yeah. How do you
rationalize
after an injury like that? Whether you're out 3 months, 6 months, a year, to get back on that bike to hit that jump again.
I don't even know. It's funny because every motocross dude's the same way. Like right when you find out you broke a bone, you're like, dude, how long is it going to take me to get back out there? It's just it was my job, and I loved it more than anything. And no matter what, I'd always get back on the bike, no matter what. You know, I mean, I was there when my buddy Chris Ackerman, he got paralyzed right in front of us, and that was such a dark day. One of my best friends died in front of me on a dirt bike. So I've been around a lot of death and people getting paralyzed, and like still, you just want to get back out there, maybe do it for them, just the love of it. I don't know. It's just, there's something about motocross. I don't know.
So you bring up people being paralyzed, and one of your best friends is Russ on Wheels. Tell us about Russ.
Love Russ. He got paralyzed jumping off a boat in Havasu. The water was too shallow and snapped his neck, and now he's a quadriplegic. He can't drink water. He can't scratch his face if he wanted without a nurse there. And the guy has never had a bad day since he's been hurt. He's the most amazing human I know. It's almost too hard to explain about him. You guys need to get him on the show and see it for yourself. You guys know him, but the show, I don't know. I don't know how to explain Russ. I feel like he's superhuman. You know, he's amazing.
For the people that are listening, what you don't understand is when last weekend, anytime Scummy's out jumping motorcycles, or you guys are at the skate park, or you're shooting guns, Russ is there in his wheelchair right along with you guys, or you're jumping a damn motorcycle over him in his wheelchair.
I took him to a gun range, and you know, I put my gun in his hand, put his finger over the trigger, and the next week he bought 3 guns because he's so pumped. And like, it's weird because he comes into the gun range and his the gun case is in his lap, and people are just like trying to put the math together. They don't get it, but it's rad. Like, he just wants to be a part of it, you know, like nothing slows him down. He does everything with us.
I just thank you for sticking by your friend, embracing your friend, loving your friend, and being the badass you are. Because
learning and growing.
Yeah, learning and growing.
Like, to know that he doesn't have a bad bone in his body, and it's always positive. Like when I'm like, when me at times, you know, or Tim is, or whatever. Like, and then I'm like, holy shit, you're like totally changing my perception of life. You know.
I know, and Russ is one of my best friends. He's like he's one of the 3 people I have where I tell him everything when I'm having a bad day, whatever. And like, I think that, like, dude, I'm complaining about this, but I don't look at him in a wheelchair at all. I look at him just as like a friend, you know, and it's just amazing. It shows like it's really all in your head, because I got another buddy that has the same injury, and he hasn't accepted where he's at, and he's been in his bed for 10 years and has not left his room. It's the same injury, you know. Same thing with my recovery. Yeah. I mean, I've accepted I'm a drug addict in recovery, and that's why me and Andy are going out there just killing it, having so much fun, just living life to the fullest, man. We don't need drugs or alcohol, man. It's just love it.
Jenn's gonna get mad at me, but you brought up a story when I lived 30 years ago in Buffalo, New York. I was doing a ton of cocaine, and one of the guys I got it from, we went to his brother's place of employment, and his brother was taking care of a person that was a quadriplegic, and the guy was a crack addict. And he'd sit there and hold the crack pipe, and the guy would be in his bed, and he'd smoke his crack. And it was the most surreal thing I'd ever been around in my life. I'm like, hold on, this guy's quadriplegic, but he's a crack addict. Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know. Sometimes I go on tangents.
Oh yeah, he does go on tangents. I mean, I get mad at him anyways, but like, yeah.
So last week you did a jump.
And you skydived, and I saw that you were like surfing. Like, is there any sport you don't do? By the way, sorry to cut you off there.
No, we've never surfed. Me and Andy were such a good team. We're just checking off things. We're in 2 more weeks, we're gonna go do horse wheelies. I scheduled this to it's stunt horses, like for movies. But me and Andy want to get a picture of us on a horse on the back 2 feet and like point at the camera like certified cowboy shit. And we've never done it, but I want to do it. So maybe one day my kid, he'll be like, Dad, have you ever ridden a horse? I'm like, have I? Look at this photo. So that's what, I don't even like horses. I'm scared of them, but why not go do it? So yeah, horse wheelies. We're filming a kind of like a show, you know, to show people how much fun you can have being sober. And that's a big deal. When you get sober, it's like it's a big deal. You're so used to like doing everything high. It's hard to like, how am I going to find this new way of life and how to smile and laugh being sober? And it's so possible. It's way better than being on drugs. So we're just documenting everything and just having a blast. And
well, I think it's you bring up Andy a lot, and I'm the one that did the intervention with Andy.
I know.
And we'll save all that for his story, and guided him out to California and had his trials and tribulations, and then you two ended up meeting again. You want to talk about that, where you and Andy met?
Yeah, it's just amazing. I met him at a concert, and I knew who he was, and I know he was sober after you helping him. And I'm like, dude, Andy, this is I look up to you, whatever. You want to speak at this rehab where I speak at? He spoke at the rehab. That's where I kind of connected with him. And then I relapsed. I went to that rehab. And then a week later, Andy relapsed, and we ended up in rehab together. I swear it was meant to be. And then after that, it's just like I can relate to him, dude. Like he had this career. He was somebody. I kind of did my deal. We lost our careers, and now we're in rehab together. And we picked each other up so much in rehab, and just, man, he helped me so much in my recovery and just everything we're doing together. I mean, I love that guy more than anybody. And yeah, we just have so much fun together. Every time we're together, our stomach hurts by the end of the day because we're laughing so hard, doing positive shit, you know, like everything's like positive and just having fun. And he's a good dude, man.
I mean, seriously, you guys couldn't be a better match. Like, amazing. And both of your outlooks are incredible. And I really think that that's like an important lesson, though, with what you're talking about. It takes what it takes, right? And I think a lot of people out there right now struggling in some way, shape, or form, either with being active in addiction or alcoholism or mental health or depression. You know, they're like, how am I going to get out of this? And it's like, you're going to get out of it if you keep searching, you know, and you will get through that. And you're like a really great inspirational story about that.
You know, I am, but I still fall down, you know. I ended up in rehab, and, you know, so, I mean, I'm just doing everything I got to do. If I fall down, I'm going to get back up no matter what. You just can't give up. So
that's the story. That's the lesson. It's like, no matter what, you will make it through because you're going to keep getting going. We have two choices, right? Like we either like fall into it and die, or we keep going no matter what. And
exactly.
And, you know, there's times where I've been struggling in the last year. Talk about like growth, you know, they're called growing pains for a reason. And I'm like, holy shit, and I get through it, right? And I was like bawling hysterically because I needed to come into acceptance, and I'm not even PMS of some things, and I'm like, I'm not PMS, and he's just looking like I'm crazy. But I just needed to know that I was going to get through it, you know, and I got through it, and I'm like, it was just an acceptance moment.
But what was, you went to the store, you know, because our world's changed, you know, we lost a lot of speaking events and things, but you went to the store and came home, and what did you see that you...
Well, I saw quite a few homeless people, and I was just like, I'm complaining? Like, I'm fucking complaining? I'm seeing all these stores shut down, and I'm like, what room do I have to complain right now about anything? Like, I need to be in gratitude. I need to stay in gratitude, because my shit gets fucked up real quick if I'm not.
Yeah, same here. You know, nobody's perfect, but you just got to put the work in, and just tomorrow's a new day. You know, I still struggle a lot, bottom line.
How have you been dealing with everything that's going on right now with Corona and shutdowns and openings and this and that? Like, how do you feel?
Corona hasn't slowed me down one bit, like at all. People got super bummed at the beginning because we were out still doing stuff, but I don't know. This is like religion and like politics. I mean, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get sick for a week and I'm going to be over it. So, I mean, you can't hide from it. I got people, they've been inside the whole time, not even living, you know, like you're going to get it eventually. I don't know. I just think it's a little overinflated, but I know people are dying. I understand that, but I'm just doing whatever. So
that's what you do. You toot to your own horn, and you're a badass.
Really, really quick. Things are shut down, but there's so much other stuff out there. That's why we're like going hiking, going up in the mountains, going surfing. There's like a lot of stuff that you can still do. And, you know, you just got to maneuver around it. I don't know. But, yeah, it hasn't slowed me down at all.
You do.
So one thing Andy, the Andy and Scummy show have been doing is getting lots more tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like every other day on your Instagram, you're getting a new tattoo, or you're taping Andy getting it. I think Andy will be covered from head to toe eventually in tattoos.
Yeah, Andy's definitely going for it. I'm not doing none of the face or the head, but yeah, I mean, I love tattoos. So, and we got matching tattoos last week. It's a long story. Please don't let me explain it. But,
you and Andy got matching tattoos.
Yeah, but it's a hardcore matching tattoo.
What kind of hardcore?
It's a very. If I go into it, I'm gonna have to talk about it for 5 minutes. When we're together, we'll show you guys.
How many tattoos do you have?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're covered.
They all blend in.
Your whole torso, your arms.
Yeah, I got some. I'm trying to finish up my legs, but yeah, since I was a kid, like I remember in 16, I was always just drawn with a permanent marker on my hand, color. So I feel like I've always wanted tattoos. I don't know. I love them.
Where are you? Where's the tattoo parlor that you're going? What town is it in?
It's our buddy Gabe Lopez. He's in Temecula. He's my best friend. He does all my designs for my clothing company and everything. So yeah, he does all our tattoos for free. He's really good. That's what's dangerous when you know a tattoo artist that's like down to come to your house to tattoo at your house for free. That's when it gets.
Yeah, a buddy of mine was flying back from LA to Illinois today, and he put up a picture. He's 6 foot something, bald, all muscle, tatted. And he's like, they're searching my backpack again, but they're talking about shutting Illinois down, and he runs a tattoo parlor. He said, guess I'm tattooing out of my home because slinging ink doesn't stop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I need to get more. I go through phases, but I haven't got any ink in a long time. And the problem is when I go, I get 5 or 6 pieces at a time.
I'll tell you what, the older you get, they fucking hurt so bad. Like, I'm not down for them. Don't think because I got tattoos, I'm so like, I go in there, I whimper. It's brutal nowadays.
So
the
my
worst pain ever.
Had this big arm piece, and he rubs all this lotion on and puts saran wrap around it.
Numbing cream.
He bought this stuff off the internet.
Oh my God.
Didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, I've used that a couple times.
No, but his arm was numb for like 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really numb it out that long, but yeah, you see what you're supposed to do is get an outline of the tattoo, then you put the numbing cream on, saran wrap, because then it gets into your skin, and then you can't feel it at all. So
you said your clothing line, and I saw that you have a clothing line, and then you have also sunglass line, right?
No, that's just one of my sponsors, Black Flies. They do a signature sunglass for me. I got Scumbag, that's my deal, and then Skivvy Underwear, that's just little side deal I got. So yeah.
We're going to come back to that side deal, and I want to talk about skydiving, and I want to talk about Skivvy Underwear after one more word from one more badass sponsor.
It's here and it's now. Dr. Abe Malikan, board certified in addiction medicine, is bringing to you Elite Home Detox, where we can put together a rehab plan for you in the privacy and comfort of your own home. This is a concierge service. We have a medical staff come to your home and detox you exclusively. Check out our locations in California, New York, and Florida, EliteHomeDetox.com.
Dr. Abe with Elite Home Detox. Check them out, EliteHomeDetox.com. So we're talking Skivvy Underwear. Mm-hmm. We're talking Scummy Wear. What is this stuff?
Scumbag. We don't have to get too much into it. Skivvy Underwear, I did that the first time I got out of rehab. I started with my partner. That's doing really good, skivvy.com. And then Scumbag, kind of played off with my nickname, spelled with 2 M's. That's just my deal. I do for fun. Yeah. We don't got to. I'm not trying to promote nothing. I just want to talk to you guys. Yeah, this is what I do.
One of the things I did in April of 2000, I was in one of my bits sober. I went to Skydive Chicago, and I did my first tandem skydive April 16th. By that October, I had 250 jumps. I have over 500 skydives today.
No way.
Yeah. What was it like doing your first skydive sober?
It was rad. I mean, I did 2 times before, and I was like really into Xanax. I was more nervous on Xanax than this time. I was totally fine. It's weird. You know, I thought I was gonna trip. I was totally like serene, like my heart wasn't ready. I was just pumped, but still I was in the moment, you know, just like really quiet. And then for people that know Andy Roy, he's never done it. He was screaming all the way up there, let's get down, let's fucking die, motherfuckers, let's do this. Like all the way up. All the instructors were tripping. He was screaming all the way up. It was so much fun. It was a blast. Love it. We're doing it again.
So explain to people, because I tell people, if you want to get high, go jump out of a perfectly good airplane. It is the best legal high in the world, probably next to doing a 200-foot jump on a motocross bike.
No, I think skydiving is a way better thrill. There is nothing like I don't even know how to explain it, but we were talking about that. It was the raddest experience, the thrill you get, and then when you land, you're like, "Fuck, I'm alive!" Like it's the sickest thing ever, and it's just crazy. You're going out, it's so loud, like extreme. Then when they pull that chute, it goes
quiet.
That sounds so one extreme. It's like black and white all in one. It's amazing, 100%.
Friend Peter in Florida, who's been a guest on the show. He probably finished. He was doing his 20 or 30 jumps to get his A license, but he'll go down, do 3, 4, 5 a day.
Well, like, I know that when, like, every time I try to get sober, I'd be like, I want a tattoo and I want to skydive. Like, it's like the first 2 things I go to, or I want to color my hair, and I would do those things. Not skydive, though. And now, like, I think about it, and I'm like, I seriously am like, my stomach is like churning, and my heart's beating fast just thinking about you jumping, or like Tim jumping, or Peter. I'm like, oh, I'm afraid.
I do that too. Even like that big jump, I was so nervous. So there's like part of me, I could have just backed out and like had a nice dinner with my buddies. But it's just, you got to push yourself with everything. You know, skydiving, I didn't really want to do it, but yeah, it's just after the fact, you feel so much better about pushing yourself to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and like
going through that fear.
Do it.
Go ahead.
So, like, I kind of want to go back a little bit to what you're talking about, how like you still have your days, but like you guys, you and Andy, and you and your whole group, like your whole group of boys that you hang out with, like you guys are so positive that like you don't really have that much time to be down. Like they pick you up, right? And like attracts like, and that energy is so infectious, right? But we still don't have moments, and it's like amazing that you are able to get through those moments, right? And I think that's the thing that a lot of people right now are kind of struggling with. It's like not feeling that they can get through it. But how do you allow yourself to get through it, because you're around so many positive people?
Yeah, I don't know. That just drives me. Just having a good crew of buddies. You know, when I was using, like, my friends that I thought were friends, they really weren't. And now, like, being sober, like hanging out with positive people that want to live life, it makes it so much easier when you're surrounded with good people that actually want to go do rad positive stuff. And that just like keeps me going. You know, I work really hard, and then just during the weekend, I'm like, right now I'm thinking about this weekend. I can't wait, you know? So I don't know. I just feel my dark days are when I'm sitting around doing nothing. That's where I get into my head. That's why I'm always like going on runs, mountain bike ride. I just got to stay moving, you know? So I don't like sitting still. So I don't know.
In Idle Minds, the Devil's Workshop, and especially for people that have struggled with alcoholism or addiction, whatever it is, left to our own devices, we're going to go back and use, but you're taking the energy you put into using and applying it with your motocross skills, your extreme lifestyle, in a great group of people. I mean, I think you talked, I don't know if you believe in a God, a higher power, but there's somebody that you and Andy had met and then got together in treatment. And you guys have been thick of thieves together since then, but you're doing it sober, and you're enjoying life. And for the people that are listening out there that are struggling, put your hand up. I mean, trust me, I didn't get sober till 44 years old going to prison. I'm 52 now, and I sit back and look at the things I've accomplished in 7 years, and my beautiful wife now. My life doesn't suck, but I can get into my own head at times, but that's why I need to call you or call whoever and get out of myself, and as Jennifer says, tell on yourself.
Yeah. That's a big part of it. You know, I wasn't good at that, opening it up. I'd always have this fake persona that I'm doing so good, but really I was hurt inside. And then everybody, oh my God, you're doing so good, when I was dying inside, you know? So that's one thing I've really taken from that last rehab stay is like, I got to open up more, not act like I got this. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I'm just, I'm trying to listen to other people, trying to put work into my recovery, do positive shit. My life is so rad. Life still sucks sometimes, you know, just because you get sober doesn't mean life don't throw curveballs, because they do big time. But I just feel it's a lot easier to maneuver around that shit when you got a good set of tools to, you know.
So let me ask you, Colin, because I remember when you came clean to Jennifer and I, you called us and you said, hey, look, you know, I've been using and I'm going to get help. And I know that was hard for you to do, but what have you been doing different this go around than you did last time?
I got my sponsor I'm doing the steps. That's a big one. You know, I'm working on step 4 right now with my sponsor. I really want to get involved with meetings. I was so pumped on doing that, but that all got shut down. That's like the shittiest part of this coronavirus, you know, and I'm just trying to be more open. I'm putting my ego down. This is the first time I had like little, 6.5 years, whatever. My ego was big, you know, I didn't do it the correct way. I was doing it my way, riding that pink cloud. I kind of thought I knew everything and I got shut down quick. So I'm just doing it. The ego thing was a big deal. Just trying to do a lot of things different, but listening to other people and know that I don't know, you know?
You know,
no, I mean, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry.
But that's what it's about. It's about getting honest with yourself and getting humble with yourself. I had a hard time when I got together with Jenn, and she taught me a lot because my wife has twice as much sobriety as I do. She's coming up on 15 years. November 1st, I'll have 8 years. But I learn a lot from her because she's been in the trenches a lot more than I have.
Yeah, but I also don't want to get this twisted either. Like, and that's what I was going to say is that, like, the more, and I say this often, people, like, the more yesterdays I have together, the more I realize I don't know shit. And that the only thing that's different is that I have a lot of tools that I can apply in my life. And, like, I still get into my little, like, childhood behavior moment things, and I'll fucking throw a little fit, and I've been a little twat here and there. I'm not gonna lie, but then other things they've been justifiable. Yeah. But, like, and excuse me for saying those bad words for people who are like, oh my God, how dare she? But I know that I can step away, and then I go, okay, I have to come. Like yesterday, I apologized. You know, I realized I knew I needed to make peace, and, like, I'd rather be happy than right. You know, and so I came back and I apologized, and we moved on. But I don't have all the answers, and I say it all the time. I know very little. I want to stay teachable, because the more teachable I am, the more I learn. And and then I become wiser and become more powerful, and then all of a sudden I'm a badass, but I'm really not. You know?
and you in so many areas have your connection and purpose. Like you said, you bust your ass during the week, and you play really hard on the weekends.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I can do. I'm just very blessed. I feel like maybe all that shit was meant to happen. You know, a lot of my darkest days ended up being the best things in my life. I just didn't see it at the time. So, dude, I'm just living. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? I'm just going to try and stay sober for today. And, yeah, I'm blessed to have you guys in my life. You guys are such a rad team together. And, yeah, I'm just honored to be on this, man. It's really cool. I love you guys, dude.
Seriously, like, you are so different. And I'm telling you this, like, you're so much more infectious, and, like, you've always been amazing. Like, I feel such a special place in our hearts. I mean that with all sincerity. But, like, your energy is so, like, to see you, even your movements, everything, like, you're just so much lighter. And I thank you for that, because it's infectious on me right now. Like, it's kind of inspiring me to be even in a lighter, happier mood, you know? And we really need that. We need more people like you in this world.
I mean, that means a lot. Thank you.
I mean that, though. I really do.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I just, I don't know. Just having a good time.
So where do you see you bought a house? You got a house. You got a badass. You got a badass grill that we have not come over to cook on yet.
Yeah, I feel we always miss. I'm busy. You guys are out of town. We gotta link up sometime.
We're here for the next 3 weeks.
Okay, let's try and line something up. Dude, I don't know. Me and my wife were talking about kids next. I don't know.
You're doing life. You are doing life, and you're doing it sober.
And you have an amazing life.
Yeah, it's I'm very lucky, and I just hope I can stay this way. And I try not to think too far in the future. That's I have goals, but I'm just living for today. So
I like that because in addiction, you use to live and live to use, and you're just trying to get through the day. But I live for today because that's all I have. Yeah, I can say, all right, in 3 weeks, I've got to go do this, and I can plan for things. But all I really have is today, and sometimes it's hour by hour and this and that. But you are responsible for your own fucking happiness. Yeah. Nobody else is. Amen. And I am so sick of people pissing and moaning and change. If you don't like it, change some things. And what exactly? You know what? I need some help. I changed some things, and I'm doing a lot of things different. And you're living life now.
I love the bucket list. I love it. Are you wearing a cowboy hat this weekend?
No, the horse wheelies is the following weekend.
Okay. But are you wearing a cowboy hat?
Are you going to get a cowboy hat and go yeehaw?
I will send you guys some exclusive videos, but it's going to be classic. It's going to be rad.
Does Andy ever slow down? I mean, the guy's
no, he's got his slow times, but no, he's on fire. He's dude.
You're on fire too.
Well, I just think we're a great team. I don't know. Every time we're together, because nothing like we just come up with an idea and we just execute it no matter what. Like we talked about, I think we were watching a movie and we saw somebody doing like a horse wheelie. That's what I'm calling it. And we're like, dude, we should do that. And he's like, let's do it. And I called somebody. He's like, yeah, we train horses for movies. Come out. They can do them on command. Done. So we're just a good team. I don't know.
So who thinks of that? I want to go on a horse and do a wheelie.
You don't think that would be rad if you had a photo of you doing a horse wheelie on your mantle, smoking a cigar? That's legend shit, dude.
I like that.
Legendary. So I don't know.
So then if you want to do legendary shit, are you going to ever do a naked skydive?
No, I'm not down for that.
That's legendary. That's legendary. I did a back deep barefoot naked once, and the picture of me getting up backwards barefoot naked.
See, the problem with that is I don't go out. I would never skydive by myself. I go tandem with a dude on my back. So if I went naked, that's like way over the line.
They do have female tandem masters, but
I can't imagine you coming out of the water.
Naked. Yeah, don't.
Like, so he like.
It was painful. It was painful. Do you want to pursue and get your AFP license, or do you just want?
Nope.
Why not?
I feel totally fine jumping out with a professional man on my back that knows exactly what he's doing, where I can just go out and just kick it. I don't want to do that. I'm already you're good on that.
So you actually had a comment, I think, on your skydive photo jumping out of the plane, something to the effect of, "This is the only time I was happy having another grown man strapped to me."
Yeah, I felt like wanting to kiss him at the end too for getting me on the ground safely. Don't care. It was, yeah.
So where do you think the whole motocross scene is going? Because the barefoot water skiing scene used to be in the X Games and all that. It's all gone now. Where do you see the motocross scene going? Is it still there? Is it not?
Well, it's bigger than ever right now. It's huge. Guys are now doing triple backflips, and a guy's doing a world record jumping 430 feet. It's elevating every fucking year. It's crazy.
Who's one of the people that you looked up to?
Mike Metzger, Jeremy McGrath, all the OGs. I mean, Seth Enslow. He's always been a hero of mine. Yeah, just all the badass dudes.
That is, and what's it like? And I know this is going to be a hard question for you to answer because is you just named them. Colin, a lot of people look up to you as a badass. You have to understand that.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's just an honor for me to like even let's say that and have kids come up to me riding my dirt bike, something I've always wanted to do. It's a blessing, man. So I just feel very lucky that I'm able to do what I love and I'm still alive because I feel shit all the times, man, with drugs, riding. Like, I don't know how I'm still here. So I'm making the most out of it. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, wait, two things I want to ask you. So if you could say something to someone who's out there, struggling, can you give them a message right now? And also somebody who has a dream like yours to be in motocross, what would you do?
For the dream, just don't give up because I sucked when I first started, but I had my goal and my ambition to be a pro so bad. It's all I ate, breathed, and slept. And eventually I did it. And for getting your life back from drugs and alcohol, it's the hardest decision you'll ever have to make to admit that you need to go to rehab because there's no way. It's so hard to do it on your own. I tried it every way possible. I couldn't do it. To make that choice saying I got to go to rehab, it's the hardest decision I've ever had to do. So scary. You think like all the fucking rehabs in the movies, like how weird. It was the best time of my life going to rehab. Like, did it, 2 of them. I had so much fun, had a great time. It's all the perspective, how you look at it. If you go in making the most out of it, you're going to get so much out of it. And it was like not what I thought. It was the best choice of my life. I came out on fire. My whole life changed. So it's going to be hard no matter which way you look at it, but 1,000% it's the best choice you'll ever make.
And if there are people listening and are struggling, you can reach out to Jennifer and I at www.timandjennifer.org, or you can call us directly at 844-611-HOPE 4673.
I also want to say thank you to Max Ryan for the new music.
Yeah, we got new intro music. My son.
I like it. Yeah, that was really good. But dude, I have to leave at 5 o'clock.
We gotta wrap up, Scummy. We have about 30 seconds.
So if anyone wants to get a hold of you,
how can people follow you, get a hold of you?
Just my Instagram at Colin, COLIN _Scummy _Morrison. That's kind of my main deal. So yeah, Instagram.
That's your main deal. We won't give out your cell phone number.
Thank you for being on our show. We love you.
Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you.
We're so fucking proud of you, dude. I mean, you're like our little son.
Yeah.
I'll take it. We just got to link up. You guys, Andy, if you guys want to join us, horse wheelies 2 weeks. If not, let's do something extreme sometime. I love you guys.
I might do horse wheelies. That sounds good. We'll call you afterwards. Again, thank you for tuning into the Tim and Jen show. We want to thank Colin Scummy Morrison for coming on.
Luxe Media.
We want to thank you for the platform. Have an amazing day. Tim and Jen and Scummy, we're out.
Now, glutathione is a big word, but it's the body's own master antioxidant. So it's a scavenger for free radicals, for bacteria, and what's relevant now, viruses. This is new to the marketplace. There's no other product on the market that has the ingredient NACET.
And basically NACET increases the production of that glutathione that is in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system and keep it strong. Elevated sense of well-being. Supports muscle strength and endurance. Cognitive function. Powerful liver support. Energy. Helps blood sugar regulation. Superior bioavailability of key ingredients.
One of your best defenses against COVID is a strong immune system. Taking GSH Plus as a daily supplement does all that. And now we have the product out on the marketplace.